Hi. The first video clip, we're going to show the difference between cash and cash flow. So as we talk about cash, the first thing we want to do is define cash. That seems pretty simple, but there's a difference between two concepts that people talk about that your CEO and your CFO talk about in terms of cash and cash flow. Now, they sound similar, but they're quite different. Let me just give you the difference. We just showed a definition of cash is what you have in the bank. Cash flow is what happens after everything that comes in and goes out. So a quick example of that is let's look at that kind of on a personal basis, okay? So let's say that cash, all right, if everybody can see that, cash is more like a savings account. So you think about your own savings account or investment account. In your savings account, you may start the year with $10,000 in your savings account. Now, I know there's a lot of different currencies and markets and denominations that we're going across, so we're just going to talk about dollars for this example. You start with $10,000 in your savings account. The question I have for you, how long did it take you to come up with that $10,000? Who knows, right? The answer is who knows. That could have taken a year, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, who knows? That's just the starting balance of where your savings account started. So that's what cash is, says how much do I currently have available to execute my business strategy? Acquisitions, invest in new R&D, hire new employees. That's what I have immediately available in the bank account. Cash flow, on the other hand, is a little bit more of a moving target. Again, let's go on with the example that we talked about. So cash flow is going to be more like a checking account. So cash was like a savings account, right? Cash flow is going to be more like a checking account. So let's say cash flow. So in your checking account, you have your salary. The money that comes in is your salary. Let's say that's $50,000 a year, okay? So that's your cash flow in. Now your cash flow out is the expenses that you have over the course of a year, right? So that $45,000 represents everything that it costs you to live. Your living, your rent, your house payment, your car payment, your food, your utilities, everything that it costs you to live over the course of a year. At the end, you have $5,000 left from your operations, from your salary and your living, that's left over. What could you do with that $5,000 that's left over? Again, who knows, right? It's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. You can buy new furniture for the house. You can go on that nice luxury vacation that you've wanted to go on. You could put some of it back into savings. So let's say of that $5,000, you decide to keep $3,000 of it. So again, remember the difference between cash and cash flow. Cash says, where did we start the year? Where did we end the year? Cash flow says, after everything that came in and went out, how much did we have left over at the end of the year? So that's the quick definition and kind of an example to show you the difference between cash and cash flow. I want you now to return back to the webinar and we'll pick up from right there.